But let's move into the next segment, and we're going to talk about the dampest of dudes, the moistest of men, the soggiest of shooters. These are the players that absolutely popped off in the past week. We are super excited to talk about them, give them the praise and love that they deserve. Ricky Widmer, give it to someone that is undeserving.
Well, and this is, you've been pissing me off lately, Sean.
Oh, great. Pick better players.
Well, and here's the thing. My guy is Zach LaVine, and the reason is I thought this was WET BOIZ. I thought these were the guys that we want to put a shine on. And Zach LaVine, 2 30-point games this week, 2 wins this week, a 27-6-5 week. He has been balling off. He has been playing well. Yes, is the team horrible? Yeah, but this isn't the wettest team. No, it's the wettest player. Zach LaVine, he has been balling out. He's been playing well. Wanted to put that spotlight on Zach back-to-back weeks for the big boy.
Last year, I'll give you a little bit more credit because he at least shot well. He shot 53% from the field and 48% from three.
Is not bad.
That's bad.
That's not bad.
He shot 0 of 7 last game against Philly, and they lost by 11.
Against Philly.
Matisse Thybulle put the clamps on him.
Yeah, Thybulle's a great defender.
Oh, great. You're getting shut down by a rookie. Maybe an all-star shouldn't be doing that. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll give you a little bit more credit for last week because, again, he shot, like, very well and had, I think, he had more points last week. He was scoring better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was the thing where his best game was against the Wizards. Like, what the fuck? You want a golden medal? Like you
can only play the people on your schedule, Sean.
Okay, and yes, but also
that.
he also got torched by Beal. Beal put up 17 in the first quarter.
Beal's
like, we're just giving one side of WET BOIZ, then Karl-Anthony Towns should be a WET boy every single week. James Harden should be a WET boy every single week. I mean, like we have
James
better
Harden
players
was a
in the
WET boy
NBA.
every single week last week or last year, I should say.
Deservingly so, but right now I think Zach LaVine has more.
From how I understand the segment works, is these are the guys that we want to put a spotlight on. And I want to put my spotlight on Zach.
Okay, whatever.
That's how I understood the segment.
Anyway.
Dave, give your wet boy.
My wet boy this week's a fun one. It's Cam Reddish. It's the player who many thought, is trash. Shouldn't have been taken as high as he was. Worst player in the NBA. This is coming off of 2 games in the last week where he had 20 points. 20 points against the Brooklyn Nets, and then 22 just last night against the San Antonio Spurs in a winning effort. Credit to Cam Reddish. He had 5 steals in that Brooklyn game. He had 4 steals in the game against the San Antonio Spurs, and he had the game-winning defend on DeMar DeRozan, who is notoriously not clutch, so that's whatever. But I'm just putting out there, DeMar tried to go Kobe on him on that fadeaway. Ain't having that. So Cam Reddish, great defense, tons of hustle. The whole season his shot wasn't falling, and now it finally is, and it feels really good. And I'm getting really excited for Cam Reddish because it's
a sleeper, Dave.
This is a guy
that draft sleeper.
This is a guy who, for 7 months, we had to put him in our top 5, even though he played like trash throughout college. And we're like, yeah, but he's gonna be good. Yeah, but he's gonna be good. And it was so hard to see it early this season because he looked horrendous out there. Like he was taking shots, and not one of them was coming close to the fucking net. But at this point in the year, I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's doing well. I love the athleticism. I love the effort. The defense is there, and now the shots are falling.
The most impressive thing for me has been the defense.
Yeah.
He is easily their best defender, which isn't saying much because it is the Hawks.
I think it's more interesting that he's a better defender than DeAndre Hunter, who was known for being a 3-and-D player in college.
He's been easily their best defender.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm that impressed, though, by his actual
2
offensive
20-point
output.
Games?
He had a 25-point game a little bit ago. Like, he's a rookie on a bad team. He should be having more than this.
No!
Yes.
What? In what world?
In the world that...
Trae Young has, like, the second highest usage in the NBA. So
and he's also a fantastic passer, so he should be getting wide open looks. And he's shooting, 28% from 3?
And now he's starting to hit those shots. Yeah, but if you look at his numbers...
He did it for 2 games, Dave.
Yes. You're wrong, Dave.
He did it for 2 games, and he had a day off. So in the past, if you look at those 2 games, great. But he also had a game against Brooklyn where he went 4 of 7. He went 3 of 3 in a game. I know, no, I'm not saying that, but we're for this week he is deserving. I'm not saying he's not deserving.
He's elevated his game. No. He's finally getting shots to drop.
But it's been 2 games, and you're saying people slept on him. Now it's been 2 games.
People call him the worst fucking player in the NBA
because he was. That wasn't wrong.
He was.
I don't know. Luke Cornett's pretty bad.
What's not
and he's been and I will say he's been better defensively, and he deserves all the credit he gets defensively. But I'm not going to give him a pat on the back for putting up 2 decent performances in 2 weeks.
I'd say 20-point games are more than decent, considering the NBA average is like 9.
Let's see. Ja Morant has had over.
Okay, so no, that's a good point, because I want to give honorable mentions to John Morant, who's been stellar, but I felt like I was going to get murdered for giving the Grizzlies like 7 straight fucking wet boys.
I would have went with the Memphis Grizzlies, baby.
Dylan Brooks, by the way, every game he scores more than 20 points, they win. I think they're on 13 in a row, which is just hilarious, because when he gets hot, he's just hot, and they win games. Third point, Norman Powell and OG Anunoby, I would have gave them a combined wet boy this week, because both of them have had great games. Welcome back, Norman Powell. You're shooting incredibly well. But yeah, no, it's just like, there's a lot of guys who are deserving this week, but I wanted to take this moment to give the light to Cam Reddish, because it's been nothing but shit on Cam Reddish since the draft.
Absolutely. And again, I'm not saying that he's undeserving this week. He is deserving for the 2 performances that he had, and he was very good in those. But also,
and
like,
they've won 2 games.
The fact that
the Hawks won 2 games in a row.
The fact that we're talking like, oh, he, good for him for putting up 20 points, and like that's crazy for a rookie. I'm literally going through all the rookies that were taken above him, and all of them have more 20-point performances than him, and that's including his teammate DeAndre Hunter, who has 5. RJ Barrett has 10, which isn't shocking, but also Darius Garland has 6. Jarrett Culver has 3, so he's tied with Culver now. Kobe White clearly has more than him. I don't want to go through that. Jackson Hayes probably doesn't, but Jackson Hayes doesn't have a high usage, and Jackson Hayes also isn't even starting yet, but also we know that was kind of likely for Jackson Hayes.
Cam Reddish was a long-term project.
Hachimura, okay.
He's 20.
But over the past 2 games, you're sounding like you already finished the project.
No, I'm
the way
saying
that you're talking about him is like...
This is like, he's finally hitting his stride in the NBA. Like, he looks like a comfortable NBA player out there now.
Again, it's been 2 games, and then he had that off game in the middle. I don't want to say that he finally looks like that.
Ass.
He finally looks like that, because I don't know if he has. And like even that Cam Johnson hasn't hit it yet, but Cam Johnson's had 14 games
Cam Johnson's like 5 years older than him.
Of over
I don't
10 points. And who's also probably 5 years older than him and is better and should have been taken before him? PJ Washington. Shout out PJ. My guy.
Yeah,
out here scoring.
In 3 years, let's see how good Cam Reddish is.
Yeah, whatever.
That's the whole thing with the draft. You have to remember that. Like, Malcolm Brogdon's great, and he's lived up. And now it went from, he's great, but he was a 24-year-old rookie, and now he's like Mr. 50-49. And we're like, yeah, no, he deserves to be considered that great, because guys drafted above him aren't going to be as good.
Again, I understand him. That's why we were putting Cam Reddish at 5 in our drafts.
Even though he wasn't playing like it in college.
Literally kept saying on this, I hate him. Like, I literally was saying that I hated a player because he didn't deserve that, but you just look at him, and he should be a great NBA player. So the fact that he had two 20-point games in a week, good for him, but he should have been doing this like last year. There's some reports that he had that core injury, and that's still been affecting him. So if this is healthy Cam Reddish, good. And I hope this is the true Cam Reddish that we can get, that is this effective, and that's why he's been, not playing up to the level that he has been. But can I get one more week before we're saying, everyone slept on him? Yeah, he should be slept on. He still isn't good yet.
I want to know what Charles is lulling at in the chat. Char's giving a lull.
Because we're funny. We're hilarious people.
Is it something you said? Something Dave said?
Probably all of us. We're just entertaining people. Shout out Chars.
He only had 8 games in college where he had over 20 points, by the way. And 2 of them were back-to-back to start the season.
You talking about Cam?
Cam,
okay.
yeah.
But also,
so
again,
he's not a notoriously hot scorer.
I'm with you, Dave. Give the weapon to who you want to give it to.
No, he is a hot scorer. He's hot and cold. And it's game to game.
Yes, is he no?
He's
is he
on
and
and off.
Out?
Like that's why it's above average. It's that much above his average on the season. He's playing so high. Sorry, who's your wet boy, Sean? I feel like we're never going to agree on this, so let's just push through it.
I just want to temper the expectations because it's literally been 2 games. 66% of his games last week were good. My wet boy
Who's
of the
your
week
trash wet boy?
Is Markelle Fultz.
He's awful.
16 points,
basketball.
Look at the
6
shooting
rebounds,
split.
6 assists. 44%
Absolutely
from the field.
garbage.
Did you ever think you'd see 33% from Markelle Fultz?
Yeah, before he was drafted.
Before he was drafted.
And I'd be like, wow, that's a pretty bad shooting week for Markelle Fultz.
But it's the redemption angle. It's a redemption angle. He had a triple-double against LeBron James, took them down.
But it was only 1 game.
Put him in.
Why should we crown him after 1 game?
Seriously.
I think I made my point pretty clear with the Cam Reddish thing. Dave was talking that like he is now. I'm just saying Markelle Fultz for the one performance that he did have, and I was
45, 26, 73, feeling the win.
I never said anything about the season. I never said that he was now. The thing too. Here, what I will say is to the point that if to where I was bashing yours and to where I was bashing yours, Ricky is always just bashing because he's a Bulls homer.
Yeah, I know.
But at least to yours, I don't think it was a bad pick, and I said that multiple times. So listen.
Yeah.
But then also with that, Markelle Fultz performance also created that same reaction of the Markelle Fultz trade is the best thing that ever happened to Markelle Fultz. Being traded to Orlando is the best thing that ever happened to him. Like, he's been on the team for 2 years now, and we knew that it was going to be something that...
at the end, he wasn't even on this team.
A year and a half.
No.
Is it then a year? Is it a year now?
Almost a year ago.
Okay, so around there. So my bad.
We haven't even hit the 1 year mark.
2 seasons. It was last season, and then
it was the end of last season.
So I'm just trying to say 2018, 2019, and 2019, 2020. But the Fultz thing, this is the best thing that's ever happened to him. Like, let's at least have him perform a little bit more consistently, and he's been very good. He is their starting point guard and should be their starting point guard. Mm-hmm. But we kind of all knew that this was going to be something that if he needed a fresh start. We know that he needed this. Why are these think pieces being right about him a year later? We already know that this was a thing that could happen. We already knew that he could explode in this place, but he's still not even there yet. So let's temper those expectations. The Cam Reddish thing. He did have 2 20-point games. Good for him. Let's see it a little bit more. Markelle Fultz. He did have a very good game against the Lakers. He still needs to be more consistent. He still needs to become a better shooter. He's not here yet. He hasn't arrived yet. He's very good right now. It's good to see. But
3 20-point games this season.
So he's Cam Reddish.
He's on the same level, apparently. According to you, he's on the same level.
Who's got a better 3-point shooter?
Cam Reddish by far.
Cam Reddish is at 28%. What's Fultz at 22?
Fultz is at 26.
Okay, all right. Not by far, but it is close. Corn Doggy LOL says, "Go Blazers, go Blazers!" My NBA champion pick for 2020. But yeah, I mean the Fultz thing, it was good to see. That's what it was. It was a heartwarming thing because we love.
I would say for all the shit I'm giving you, I love Markelle Fultz. Since before he was drafted, he was a fucking stud. We all love him. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of the fact that I just want to give Sean shit.
Well, that's why I want to give some love to. I'm pretty sure it's Vegberg. I think he changed his Twitter handle to Legend of Bamba.
Yeah. I think no.
Well, then Fultz World at Legend of Bamba.
Fultz World's different.
Fultz World, and it's at Legend of Bamba. It tweeted at us the fire emoji with the Markelle thing. And I gave them just Sean's little bubble from our text group that said, also, Markelle is my wet boy. And I said, someone is one step ahead of you. Not only did he say that's fire, he said his guess is Sean or Dave. Yeah, regardless, can't wait. Bamba still needs to make a jump next year, but with a summer focused on shooting, Fultz and Isaac may just finally be what gets Orlando out of mediocrity.
I agree. I mean, both those guys are going to be studs in the NBA for a long time. Isaac was low key a top, first team All NBA defensive player this year before his injury.
And you weren't saying there was last week. You were saying, is there a hush
Well, there's
on
questions
the
about the injuries.
That the injury is not
it's
as
more
severe.
It's
or
more severe
than what
than
they're saying.
they're willing to say.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing. Is I don't know if we're gonna see him again this year. Mm-hmm. So offensively, this team now they're putting Birch in the starting lineup. Vucevic basically playing like a soft 4, like a Kevin Love 4-5 tweener, which has been interesting. Aaron Gordon's had some really good performances because they need somebody to score the ball. Mm-hmm. But I agree. Markelle Fultz running this team has been great. It's been great for him. It's been great for the Magic to give him more run and let him kind of soak up those extra shot attempts. So I love the Magic, and they're definitely going to be an offseason away from being really, really fun. Yeah. So, and best thing is next year they get their draft pick with all 4 years of contract. With that weird setup, I absolutely love the draft pick.
I don't know if Bamba should be doing a shooting program. I think he should probably be doing a weight training program. But yeah, no, I mean, Isaac's been great, and hopefully we see more development out of Fultz, especially, hopefully he can get a shot more underneath him. Let's do a quick fantasy update, and let's try to sneak in that Nets topic. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so with the trade, did the trade go down? No, we still have Kawhi. So Kingy didn't accept it.
Propose it again. Just propose it again.
we are 8th. We are still dead last in rebounds. So we're duty in rebounds.
We're like 100 behind.
We're really good at free throw percentage. We're like 3rd in free throw percentage and 2nd in blocks.
Because our team's like all guards.
But we're basically points, assists, and field goals. We're at 7, so we're like 9, 10. And then we're 8 in steals. So really rebounds is what's bringing us down, but we're up 4 points as of yesterday into today.
I think we're probably screwed anyways. How far away from point wise? How far away are we from 6th?
So we're 2 from. we're 2 from 7th and 10 from 6th.
Yeah, we're fucked. Right.
We're stuck middle of the pack forever.
We can just give up.
We're hard zone.
We could stop the fantasy update because
Who's on top?
Doesn't
Just give
matter.
the credit.
It's still the same. Brad Stevens, Kingy, Sam, Iron Horde Keem, and then Jake, TJ McConnell Fan Club, and Top Cats are our top 5. Super Hippo, I think he had made a rise. He's now at 6. I think he was down at the bottom, and now
Drop
he's
the
up at the
credit.
top.
Yeah.
So shout out to
So see, we could still win this thing.
no.
When
Anyways,
Vic comes back, we got hope.
hopefully, and
When
he's coming
if John
back
Wall
soon.
comes back
Yeah.
this year,
Yeah, so
we
he
got
should
John
be,
Wall on our team.
I think he should be coming back February, maybe.
Yeah,
around there.
the last rumor I heard was like first, second week of February, but
All right.
it changes every week.
So good to see.